This video is about overnight oats. It's using steel cut oats for a perfect cold soaking vegan plant-based backpacking meal. And again, when I started this channel, I was going to try not to put out videos on things that there's already a million videos out there on YouTube. And what I realized is that there's a million videos on overnight oats, but none of them are in that backpacking world. At least I really haven't seen them. So I do want to share with you a little bit about how I make my oats and give them a try. First off, I normally just cold soak. Not normally, I never cook, so everything I eat is going to be soaked. This is my cold soaking jar, and one of the first videos ever made for this channel was on the weight of cold soaking jars. And what I use, you can use regular oats. I have used regular oats in the past. My go-to right now are steel cut oats, which if you can see those, they are less processed than regular oats. And so those quick minute oats are the most highly processed. Then you have the rolled oats, like the old-fashioned ones, and then these are less processed. If you're worried about that sort of blood sugar spike, these are going to have the least impact on your blood sugar, so they kind of keep you stable longer, and there's none of that like rise and fall. So what I do is I actually buy them bulk. I buy a big bag at the store and pour them in my container. And this is one of those things where you kind of just find your own ratios. Sometimes people leave in the comments like, how many tablespoons of that? How many cups of this? I don't know. And most of the time, I try to measure things out so that people do have exact amounts. This one, I'm not going to measure exact amounts. I'm not going to give you exact calories. Just kind of give you an approximate. So actually, I would go a little bit more than that. So put about that many in. And then what I will do is I will add raisins. So I'll add raisins to it. And I only do a few more ingredients. What I'll do is I'll do a handful of walnuts. So put a handful of walnuts in there. And then I also do a handful of banana chips and try to crunch them up before I put them in there. And now the banana chips, if you are really into the cleanest whole food, you don't want to go and use banana chips. This is not something I eat a lot of. I normally wouldn't eat these on a daily basis, but I would throw them in for backpacking as a treat. You know, any product that's called banana chips that needs banana flavoring added to it to make it taste more like banana, it's a little questionable. You can find these though in health food stores that have minimal amount of ingredients, and you can also go to something like I don't know, like a Trader Joe's or something like that, and you can get flattened banana strips that you can cut up and put in here. So sometimes I'll put in dried mango that I make myself, or I'll put in some other fruit that we've dried, or I just won't even put in the banana chips. And last but not least, I put in just a little bit of protein powder, and just that amount. It's not even probably a third of a scoop. And I do that just because I like the little chocolatey flavor, a little extra protein, and it just, I don't know, I like the way it tastes. And so that's basically my entire thing. I'll then take some water, and I'll normally make sure, I don't know if you can see that it comes well above it, because what I don't want to do is I don't want it to be too dry, so I'd rather have too much water. Especially if I'm backpacking, I have no issue with drinking the excess water off the top of it. Now, this will take about 9 hours or so before you can eat it. And the difference between the steel cut oats and the regular oats is these are going to be chewy. So they're not like, you know, when you eat normal oats, it can be really mushy. There's a lot of texture to it. And so a lot of times in backpacking, you tend to eat a lot of mushy things. This is chewy and gritty, and that's probably why I like it so much, especially compared to some of the other foods. Now from here, you can obviously add a ton of other things. You can add coconut flakes, you can add hemp hearts. I do not add flaxseed because I think it's too hard to clean out of the jar. You can add chocolate chips, and you can add carob chips. And as one viewer just left a comment, I'm not saying carrot, I'm using carob, because carrots are too difficult to put in the jar. They don't fit. You can use them to stir it, but you don't want to put a carrot in there. All right, try it and enjoy it.